All right, what is going on, Banter fam? Welcome into the Wednesday edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and as always, we are going to be taking a deep look into crypto gaming market and the metaverse today. And the lead headline today, obviously, was JP Morgan entering the metaverse with the virtual Decentraland lounge. So we'll take a deep dive into that, as well as not only the metaverse narrative. Let's actually hop in the metaverse today. So last week we went inside of the sandbox. So we played a couple of sandbox mini games. Let's go wander around Decentraland and kind of talk about the state of metaverses right now and why I actually think that if you are here investing in the metaverse in 2022, that you are early in such a way that you could compare it to investing in the internet in the early stages or investing into free to play games in 2008, as Justin Kahn, co founder of Twitch, kind of likens it from the Farmvilles and the Mafia Wars. Now these days, Fortnite's free to play and Call of Duty's free to play. So we'll take a look into that and kind of where the market is heading and where I think Metaverse could be by 2025. So without further ado, let's get in the game.
T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
If you ain't here to hustle, why is you here? But if you here to hustle, the moon is near. It's crypto Banter, not financial advice. If you don't listen, what's the cost, what's the price? This ain't a game, put you on game. I know we gon' play, but ain't a percent. If you ain't here to hustle, why is you here? But if you here to hustle, the moon is near. It's crypto Banter, not financial advice. If you don't listen, what's the cost, what's the price? This ain't a game, put you on game. I know we gon' play, but ain't here to play. If you get lost, show you the way.
All right, and let's get into it. And the gaming market, once again, is looking pretty good, to be honest, even with Bitcoin, if we filter by market cap here, down about 1%, 0.75% for the day at about 43.7. We take a look at the 24 hours across gaming, and Froyo Games is doing super well, up another 15% for the last 24 hours, and it's up about 50% almost for the week. We also take a look at NetVRk doing really well, one of my favorite metaverses in the entire space, up 10% for the day, as well. Superfarm doing well on their Imposters launch, which is today, by the way. So we'll talk about that at the end of the show. We have other projects that are super quality bouncing like Ultra. So we'll take a look across the market here later in the show. But let's get into some news bits as always. So we'll start with the New York Stock Exchange filing for trademarks to launch an NFT marketplace. Now, this would be pretty big. Obviously, I'm not the biggest fan of bringing NFTs to the stock market. I mean, that's not what I would be the most fan of, right? Bringing that to the centralized entity of the stock exchange. But at the same time, it's just the adoption, right? The fact that they're looking right towards NFT marketplaces immediately for trademarks to potentially launch their own NFT marketplace, it just kind of shows you where NFTs are going to go. I emphasize it all the time that in a couple of years, your house will be, your deed will be on like your wallet, for example. It'll be an NFT minted on the blockchain where you can verify instantly instead of having to find some sort of piece of paper to verify your home ownership, your car title, stuff like that. All will be verifiable. Your insurance policies, everything verifiable right through the blockchain. And on your insurance policies, right, you can make sure the payments are caught up because the second that your payment goes past due, your policy can literally cancel on the blockchain, right? So it's completely verifiable. And as I've mentioned, NFTs, my definition of an NFT is just proof of ownership, verifiable proof of ownership. So there's so much capabilities, and the stock exchange sees that clearly by filing this trademark. So good to see from an adoption forefront, right? Also, Disney, we've covered them quite a bit in the news part of the show recently, as Disney is moving towards the metaverse. And Walt Disney has appointed an executive to oversee the metaverse strategy. So this is like officially, they have now appointed an exec to oversee the metaverse strategy. So we will see where Disney can take it. But that's one of those interoperable metaverses with the IP, intellectual property. I know I said IP a lot in yesterday's show. some people might not know what IP refers to: intellectual property. So, Disney has so many iconic brands, right? Disney has so many like products and different movies and different cultural figures across all of their different products that they've produced over time. So there's unimaginable things that Disney could bring to the metaverse. So it's really cool to see just one of the most diverse brands in the space going ahead and, going full force, it looks like, into the metaverse. They have been basically in the news every single day, and they're pushing things forward. Vulcan Forged, obviously one of our favorite projects here. They're integrating a couple of unique things into their blockchain, which is every day. It's obviously nearing towards the mainnet launch. It is in testnet right now. But as you see, they're actually making an NFT bridge here to bridge over ERC20s and ERC721s to their new blockchain, Elysium. And the Elysium blockchain will pride itself on being fast. The fees can be delegated. Big brands are joining. They've been hinting at a fashion partnership. So that'll be super interesting to see what fashion brands are coming in to the Vulcan Forged ecosystem. And trees literally grow the more it's used. And as we see here, should probably mention that 5 different tokens have already confirmed to migrate to their blockchain. So super good developments there from Vulcan Forge. And across the board, once again, they're giving back to their community. The land staking does go live. For the giving back to the community here, they did just airdrop out 1,000 random Troy land tokens to people who qualified for yesterday's snapshot, or 2 days ago snapshot for the 14th. So basically what they did, if you had 50 PYR, or I believe 25 PYR and 50 XP on the platform, you qualified for a random airdrop. So check your wallets. If you do have those qualifications, you might have gotten a Troy land token airdropped into your wallet. But on top of that, land staking goes live. And this has been a big part of their initiative with their land plots. You can start staking your land sometime very, very soon. They will announce full details on how it works. It will be 500,000 lava worth of rewards, opposed to PYR, which will make sure that the systems are impeccable. And I think in the future, they will move it over to PYR as the reward mechanism for the land staking. So that's really cool to see. And their ecosystem is just ever growing. And they just keep the pedal on the gas, which I love to see. Another project here that, in my opinion, you just kind of take a look across the board and honestly, super bullish. And that's Welcome to the Wild West. And that is Grit from Gala Games. And Gala Games is out here actually pushing the needle forward, just like Vulcan Forge. So many projects that they're just bringing in every single day. And Grit is actually a battle royale, which I think is super interesting, right? So Gala meets Grit. So the Grit wasn't just won with iron. Every gunslinger and cowpoke with a round in their revolver think they have what it takes. Grit is an all-new battle royale set in the frontier of the Old West. Saddle up your horse and shine your boots, because this gunfight won't wait till high noon. And honestly, the visuals from the game look super good. Gala Games, once again, just setting the tone completely. And you take a look at the footage on this game. Let's just take a look at the footage that they give us here. So coming soon to Gala Games, this is Grit. It kind of gives me that Red Dead Redemption feel, right? It kind of gives me that Red Dead Redemption vibe, which I absolutely love. And those are the types of games. He hits the side of the wall there, which is funny. As you're parachuting in, it's a battle royale, so you'll parachute in, and it's last man standing. And this looks amazing. And this is now, I believe, the 9th or 10th game that they have announced that they're bringing on to their platform. So when you're talking about 9-10 games in the early stages of crypto gaming, I mean, Gala just continues to push things forward, which I love. And like I said, this looks like Red Dead Redemption brought to the blockchain, turned into a battle royale, which is last man standing. And some examples out there, if you don't know, if you're not a gamer, a battle royale is like Fortnite. A battle royale is like Warzone, for example. Those types of games where literally the person who lives the longest, just the last man standing on the map, wins. This is subject to node voting, which is coming soon. So the community gets to vote basically on a couple of things regarding this game. But honestly, This looks awesome. That's something I would play. And that's not something I would just play because it's play to earn. It's something I would play because it's fun. I played Red Dead Redemption back in the day. Red Dead Redemption 2 was pretty fun. And like I said, they're just adding to their titles here. So coming to Gala Games, it'll add on to their repertoire of games that they're already saying, look, we're bringing all of these games to the forefront, and they're just adding to it every day. So when it comes to these projects like Gala Games, Vulcan Forged, and Ultra, for example, I just love the scope that they're providing because they're all bringing so many games to the table. And that's the type of projects that have so much behind them that I love to back, right? You're not relying on one game. If one game goes to crap in the real world, the game really dies quickly and the player base migrates and the attention migrates. You don't want to get caught under single games that aren't the narrative in crypto gaming. And in my opinion, the safest way to prevent that is definitely to just actually go in and invest in these studios like Gala Games, PYR, Vulcan Forged. PYR is Vulcan Forged. Ultra, which is the Steam of crypto gaming. They'll be launching tons and tons of games on their platform. So look into those, do your own research. But these are projects that, in my opinion, are just so rock solid. And if you're investing in utility, core utility, those would be where I'm looking for sure. And let's take a look at the main narrative and the main topic of the show today. The main topic of the show today, JP Morgan entering the metaverse with their Decentraland lounge. The metaverse, JP Morgan says, has a market opportunity of $1 trillion in yearly revenue. So this is a bold move. And when you're talking about institutions moving into the metaverse, this is the definition of that, right? So we're actually looking at JP Morgan, a bank being the first bank to officially move into the metaverse. So basically what they're going to be building is the Onyx Lounge, which was unveiled with a report from the bank outlining metaverse-related growth, opportunities for businesses, and causes for its explosive interest. So I absolutely love, even though, they have... JP Morgan Chase has kind of gone back and forth on their opinions on crypto over the time. But at the end of the day, they have successfully made a metaverse initiative here. And it's interesting, right? Like I said, I think that we're so early on this wave. And the bank has cited household names such as PwC, Walmart, Nike, Verizon, Gap, Adidas, Hulu, and Atari as early adopters and investors into the blockchain economy. Business leaders in boardrooms around the world are now asking themselves, what is my metaverse strategy? What am I supposed to be doing in the metaverse? What is the metaverse anyway? The bank predicts in-game advertising spending will reach $18.4 billion by 2027. I mean, these are big numbers, and we're talking about one of the world's biggest industries if it reaches this levels. And JP Morgan's metaverse move follows Morgan Stanley's related note to clients last month, where the analyst bank predict the metaverse's total addressable market in China will be roughly $4 trillion as it replaces the mobile internet with a more immersive experience. So we're looking at one of the biggest industries in the world potentially. And let's take a look at where they're investing, right? So they got involved in Decentraland. Decentraland's up 6% or so today. Huge project, one of the most established. It's number 29 by market cap here on Coin Market Cap. But let's actually go into Decentraland, right? So this is where the money is flowing right now, right? So they're pivoting towards the metaverse. They're pivoting towards the sandboxes and the Decentralands. So as I've mentioned last week when we went into the sandbox, it seems it's more of a game than a metaverse at this point, even though the companies and the businesses and the institutional interest in Sandbox, for example, it's more of a game right now. It's an open world with a bunch of little mini games, right? And you're going to have to keep in mind this could be potentially kind of laggy, but we'll make it work. So what we'll do, we'll actually just we'll kind of look around here real quick. We'll jump in the hole. We will jump in the hole, but I'm going to kind of send us somewhere. All right, it says we're there. So let's just go in. So this is the world, right? So there's other people in here. There's like a bar. This is kind of like the little hub. This is like the lounge area. So you see a punk up there, kind of like an NFT little corner. And this is right now the metaverse, right? So let's open up, let's go outside, and there's different structures, there's different types of like landmarks out here that you can kind of go visit and kind of see. And it's just the open world experience right now. But right now, this is, you can probably, there's a VR side of this. You can probably put on a headset and live in this world. But right now, this is super early stage metaverse. And in my opinion, these are really not the projects that are going to set the tone for years and years to come. So right now, like, this is super early stage. The open world experience, this has been done in Grand Theft Auto for years, right? This has been done in Grand Theft Auto for years. But when you look here, right, so this Decentraland, the land market, crypto market, all that stuff, if you were to come in here, JP Morgan basically is buying up a piece of land. These companies and stuff are buying up pieces of land in these metaverses, quote unquote metaverses, and they're coming in here to build projects just like this, right? They want like an HQ in the metaverse. So JP Morgan clients can come, if that's your thing, I guess. JP Morgan clients can come hang out at the JP Morgan HQ. I guess that's the HQ you want to be spending your time at. Go for it. But I guess that's the concept that all these businesses are going for. Imagine, when you're just walking around in a virtual world, these brands are going to be able to put their name right in front of your face. I love this. The world is yours. So an ode to Scarface there. Absolutely love that. There's like the NFT hallway. So there is a lot going on and a lot already built out in Decentraland. So this is live. This is active right now. But in the next few years, just imagine where this can get taken, right? So Justin Kahn, co-founder of Twitch, like I said, he has mentioned that he compares NFT gaming at this current stage to where Facebook games, free-to-play games, were in 2008. And he was referring to like Mafia Wars on Facebook. And I completely agree, right? This is not the metaverse that's going to set the tone for years to come. Those will be out by 2025, right? So we're looking at a few years development time, in my opinion, to build this thing out, to make it exactly the experience you want to spend time with. Like culturally speaking, right? Just like from a cultural experience, I enjoy the real world more than spending time in a world like this, for example. But let's snap out of this, right? And let's kind of take a look at maybe some worlds that we would love to spend time in, right? So the network metaverse, culturally speaking, is an experience that I would absolutely love to take and actually live, right? And immerse myself into potentially. So network, their assets are so much higher class. They're the yachts and the speed bikes and the cyber trucks. And then their land plots are pretty solid. I have waterfront property. I'm very much looking forward to that and building up something pretty cool on my waterfront property and network. They're making awesome partnerships, and we'll scroll down to their full partner list because when I talk about businesses and projects coming into metaverses, this is probably the one hub for crypto projects. And I'll show you just how many crypto projects are coming into their metaverse as you scroll down to their partners. And these are all the projects here that are partnered with network that are going to be building some sort of HQ. And I think it's brilliant. You see crypto banter there, by the way. And there's blockchains, investors, metaverses, all coming through this metaverse. And in my opinion, that's huge. So the communities of these games will have access to specific little areas within the metaverse because they participate in these economies, which I absolutely love. So if you support, let's just pick a random project. If you support Chain Guardians, or if you support NFTrade, or Bikini Beach, just picking some out of here. If you support any of these projects, you can actually go in here and hang out within the metaverse with all the like-minded people within these communities, right? You see Meta Wars, you have Meta Strike. There's so many projects here that, in my opinion, and this is just the start. This is probably not even hardly updated. That's how many partners they have. So they're definitely stacking up on partners. They have Phantasma, Avalanche, Polygon, Solana, Ethereum. So in my opinion, definitely look this way when it comes to metaverses. And if you just take a look at all their assets and stuff, you'll understand it. Culturally speaking, it's exactly where I would like to spend my virtual time, right? Instead of Instead of spending time scrolling through social media, why not go live the life of yachts and cyber trucks and all this different virtual experiences that I would actually enjoy, right? So let's take a look at Wilder World. Wilder World is a little bit higher market cap, but not, the diluted is definitely higher when it comes to network, 105 million to 250 million fully diluted. But the vesting on Wilder World is not too bad. And you just take a look at Wilder World, $174 million. I mentioned this last week that this had major value. And I'm pretty sure over the last week, it's been doing pretty well. Yeah, over the last couple of days, it's definitely rebounded. So good to see. But Wilder World is just one of those metaverses once again, with the kicks, the cribs, the land, the guild. We've talked about this project. When you just look at everything encompassed, I'd love to get a crib in one of these towers and your home in the metaverse, futuristic condos with sprawling views of Miami, for example. I'd love to have me a condo in Miami, Wilder World's Miami iteration. So these are where I'd love to spend my time, if that makes sense. And I just think that those are the metaverses of the future. So let those projects build out. And by the time that they go live and you can actually immerse yourself in those experiences, I think we can actually start talking about the metaverse, right? Right now, I think it's so early stages that you're early if you're here. And if you're investing into the metaverse in 2022, February 2022, you're here very well and you're good position, because especially where Bitcoin is, where the market is, I think it's a good place to kind of assess where you are. And if you're looking to invest in the metaverse and crypto gaming, I would evaluate your watch list and just see maybe, what's undervalued and make some decisions there. But this is the time to start front running the metaverse narrative, because once these big banks start getting in, more institutional businesses will as well. And then briefly, yesterday, the Crabada factional update went live. So if you look at a couple of things, right, I'll point out why they changed the meta of the game. So the meta, as I've mentioned, is the best strategy. So the meta strategy had to change here. So when you take a look at the Crabada population, if you look at the Crabada population, you'll see here that the bulk class is basically completely dominating. There's 45% of the population was the bulk class. It's because if you had a team of full purity bulk crabs, they were 100% win rates in the old system of the game. So they actually just changed the way that the win percentage and the way that the meta of the game runs to incentivize players to actually bring in other factions of the game, like the surges or the primes, for example. So what they've done, they've added these factional advantage kind of narratives within the game, and we'll go over these in full once I give you an earnings guide. So as I've mentioned in the past, I wanted to wait for this update so that I can then start putting together my strategy, and then I'll present the new strategy when this update went live. So I'll assess this after a few days, what's the best strategy, and I'll present that, what kind of teams you might want to put together, what you should look for on the marketplace and stuff like that, and how much of the tokens you could each earn at certain win rates. We will go over that when the update has a couple of days and we can take a look at it. But as you see here, the factional advantages consist of bulks and surge classes, consist of organic classes. So they all have their different little strategies and different advantages here that they describe. And I'll go into these. This will probably take a 10, 15-minute segment by itself once we do get around to this. So I'll make sure that I do a little more research and spend a little more time post-update. And we'll make sure to set you up if you are looking to get in this economy to have every tool in your belt to do so, because it's a little bit confusing right now. If you're just kind of looking at charts and you're like, oh my gosh, where do I even start? Well, I'll dumb it down and I'll make it very easy. I'll figure out the types of crabs you should be pursuing, the best teams, the best combinations, and we'll go from there. So no worries, but the update is live. The update is live, and you could read this article on their Medium page, which kind of just describes some of the details of the changes. So if there are 3 Crabada from different factions, there will be no factional representation applied. The factional representation is decided by the majority faction of the 3 Crabada in the team. So this kind of details where your factions will fall. But the bottom line is what will make you the most ROI, return on investment. So we'll figure that out, and I'll present that here on the channel. But look at this information. With the launch of the factional update, Crabada has done more volume in the last 24 hours, $4.2 million, than Solana NFTs or Polygon on OpenSea. And that was on the day of Valentine's Day. Pretty solid numbers. When you talk about an Avalanche NFT project, one project completely outdoing Solana NFTs and Polygon NFTs for a 24-hour period. Pretty crazy numbers, which you love to see. So the game change is definitely bringing new interest. And there were some people out there that were kind of upset. Oh, why change the game? Because their guys were winning at 100% rate, right? But if they want to keep the economy healthy, I do think it's good to actually change it up and make the game a little more diverse. Because if players just kept breeding bulks and they just continued to take over the economy, it wouldn't have been healthy. And then one of the last things I want to cover, Imposters launches today. So the Imposters NFT drop. If you go to the Imposters site, and this was yesterday, Elio tweets one more day. And as we see here, 54 minutes from now, actually, 54 minutes from now, we have the Imposters drop. So we have been waiting for Imposters and information on this for so long. And this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting to see what they have up their sleeve. We'll see. I'm just so interested to see the art from this project, just exactly what's to come, whether it's a teaser with the NFT drops, everything that's on the way for Imposters. 54 minutes, we will see something here. But this is exactly what the blockchain needs, in my opinion. A social-oriented game, a game where the Banter fam in the chat could come in and play Among Us together. That's basically what this is. It's the blockchain iteration of Among Us. It's a social elimination game, as I've mentioned in the past. So the Banter fam could get in there and have a good time, be chatting with each other and playing this game. So that would definitely be a very fun time. And that's what they're trying to create, because there's no social games out there at this moment, right? And this is a game that you can play with your friends, have a good laugh, and have a good time. So I'm really looking forward to that. Play Imposters as their Twitter if you need more information. But as you see here on their website, 53 minutes here. So I'll be on the lookout for that. That's for sure. Superfarm doing pretty well today, up 10%, about a $460 million market cap, which I actually do still think is undervalued. When you take a look at the perspective of where this thing could go, Superfarm, if they actually roll out the NFT marketplace on IMX with low gas fees, this is pretty undervalued, especially when you take a look at it versus something like a LooksRare, which is also an NFT marketplace. Something to keep your eye on there. And the valuation of OpenSea speaks for itself. So Superfarm, along with their game NFT marketplace, they're doing a lot here. And I think at these market caps, I actually don't think it's overvalued whatsoever. Ultra is another project I'd definitely be taking a look at, as I've mentioned earlier in the show, along with Gala, along with Vulcan Forged, and also Phantasma. And Phantasma's market caps, it is fully diluted already, which is super healthy. So about 200 million fully diluted. It's a gaming layer one blockchain. Ultra, the steam of crypto gaming. So if you've been DCAing into these quality projects, or if you're looking to get into these projects, I do think the market is at a time right now where you can get safe entries and DCA into those top quality projects. And then just get ready for the next market move. And let's finish off the show with a little bit of giveaway. So 2 shows ago, we gave away 3 bags of the Cybertrade IGO tokens via the Seedify Mystery Box. So courtesy of the official show sponsor, Seedify, we had 6 bags of 500 each to give away for the Cybertrade IGO here. Cybertrade's an open world MMO futuristic IGO, or futuristic IGO. An open world futuristic MMO RPG. And this game looks awesome. Honestly, it's like the cyberpunk of the blockchain. Famously, Cyberpunk didn't do great in the real world, but there's no game like this, any sorts of on the blockchain. And this game looks super quality. So if they pull this off, and we know they can, they have another project which is active right now with super slick graphics, super good gameplay. So I do believe in this project. So let's actually choose from the chat here and give away 3 Banter giveaways here via the Seedify Mystery Box. So let's see. Let's see here. Jeremy Mellier. I need it. I got you. $500 Cybertrade IGO allocation. Email giveaways at cryptobanter.com. Let's see. Alex, today is my day. Cybertrade. Today is your day. Today is your day, Alex. $500 Cybertrade. Email giveaways at cryptobanter.com and we will get you taken care of. And let's do one more. Let's do one more here. I hope you're not lying to me because I would feel disrespected and I will never know the truth. My birthday today. So Banter Boy, go ahead and email giveaways at cryptobanter.com. And we'll get you squared away. So those are our 3 winners today for the IGO giveaway via Seedify for the Seedify Mystery Box. I'm going to get out of here, guys. I will see y'all on tomorrow's show, and it should be a very, very solid next few shows as Thursday and Friday. I have some good plans, and we just might have another guest. We just might have another guest on the Friday show. So be on the lookout, and we will go from there. But be sure to like the video if you enjoyed the video, and if you're bullish on crypto gaming, subscribe to the channel for more in the game and for all of our content. For Rand, Sheldon, Miles, we're bringing you consistent content here on the channel every single weekday. So until tomorrow, I'll be back then. Play well, my friends.